Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or visit beacongrenada.com.
How am I supposed to finish cooking like this?
I wonder if climate change is behind all these water shortages. Time to think about the future.
It's really time to invest in a proper water storage tank, you know.
What water tanks you guys have available?
We have 450 gallons for a family of 3, 800 gallons for a family of 5, and 1,000 gallons for a family of 7. Purchasing any of these tanks will ensure that you have enough water stored.
Don't be like me and wait until you're out of water. Be smart. Be prepared. Invest in a proper water storage tank today.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only. All right, of course, we'd like to say hello and welcome to everyone locked into another Mikey Live program. How are you doing? Well, the week has started and it's going okay. We're in the middle way, you know. We're going to have a long weekend, a very long weekend. So I hope that you're preparing for that, probably planning in your head what it is that you're going to be doing with your time. So, Eastern thing now. Let's get into what's making the news for tonight. We are hearing from Nawasa relating to the desalination plant in Carriacou that is experiencing some challenges right now. So we'll talk to you about that. Well, the health ministry, they are on high alert as cases of measles are popping up in the United States. So we have to be on guard. It's a very deadly disease, if you ask me. So, yeah, the health ministry here, they are on guard for that. We're hearing tonight from the Gravel, Concrete and Emulsion Production Corporation, all right, relating to what was said to be an incident that occurred at the compound. We'll talk to you about that as well, and other business on the business. So brace yourself. CXC, by the way, has announced plans to reposition itself. So we have a few things to talk to you about. All right, so brace yourself. This is news discussed, not told. Mikey Live. All right, folks. Headlines brought to you through the kind compliments of Courts Grenada Limited, Digicel, Nawasa, Real Value IJ Supermarket. So we also have the Beacon Insurance on board. We have the G Cruise project. Hey buddy. Blessings. All right, so Ollie, we're taking a quick break and we're coming back. And don't forget headlines. Someone sharing tonight's program will receive some free credits, compliments. Did you sell? You might be that lucky person.
Diamond Intercontinental.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Yeah, so let's say hello and welcome to another Mikey Live program. So, Ollie, the first thing that we have to tell Ollie boy, we've been telling you that they were having some challenges in Carriacou with the desalination plant. Well, they are still experiencing those challenges. It is a critical lifeline for the Sister Isles, especially during this dry season. So, with the production being halted, I can only imagine how that will be affecting the people of Carriacou and Pidimonico who is served by the system. Todd Labery, who's the acting manager of NAWASA's production and quality department, he shares that specialized components are urgently needed, at least to have the system restored. And so that is why, there will be a little delay and stuff because all these things will have to be obtained. And so it's just an unfortunate situation.
So the Carriacou desalination plant has basically been operating at optimal capacity for most of the dry season. As we know, the situation over there is critical and there's a need for the plant to consistently run at max capacity. However, what had happened is we had some water intrusion that affected some electromechanical and computer components that assist in running the plant itself. We've had local technicians take a look at it, and it's deemed that the component has been completely destroyed. As a result, we're working quite assiduously to procure and have another one on island, hopefully before the Easter weekend, but it may be the case that it's after. Likewise in Carriacou, where Persons champion rainwater harvesting and also water storage, we like to ask the customers to utilize their stored supply. We're also looking into emergency interventions if need be to have water on island for distribution. As we know, in addition to residents, we have to maintain supply for the health sector and other areas of Carriacou as well. So we just ask persons to bear with us. We do apologize for the inconvenience and just know that we're working as best as we could to have the situation resolved in a timely manner.
Thank you very much. Nah, that's small thing, man. We understand. Just do what you guys can do to get this thing up and running again for the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. All right, now, sorry. The next thing I have to tell you about, boy, that whole situation of measles in the U.S. I'll make a few people nervous, really nervous. Of course, we are hearing from the ministry here about this. This measles thing is no joke. It's like a death sentence. And so the Ministry of Health say that they are closely monitoring, the resurgence of the measles cases in the United States, ensuring that proactive measures, they say, are in place. And those measures are specifically in place to safeguard the health of Grenadians. With over 160 cases reported across 9 United States, including Texas and California, Grenada remains committed, they say, to maintaining high immunization coverage and public awareness to prevent the importation of this highly contagious disease. So measles is an airborne disease that spreads through respiratory droplets. Symptoms typically appear 7 to 14 days after exposure. It includes high fever, cough, runny nose, red eyes, all right, and a distinctive rash that starts on the face and spreads across the body. You understand? Now, severe complications such as pneumonia, and even death can occur. But that might happen particularly in with children or individuals with weak or compromised immune systems. Understand? So be guided accordingly and look for the symptoms, particularly with your children. Protect yourself, and of course, like they'll say, keep your hands below, wash your hands all the time, keep a safe distance from people, especially when they coughing and sneezing and things like that, because again, you're trying to prevent and not just the spread of measles but other diseases. You understand? So the Ministry of Health wants you to be on guard. All right. So that's two we're dealing with. Now we're dealing with the high cases of sexually transmitted diseases, STIs, infections, and now we are dealing with this. While preparing and trying to protect ourselves. Right. So the next thing that we have to tell you about, boy. I'm thinking up. So a little finding we're getting a lot of tremors lately. A lot of tremors. Tremors. You know about the eyesight make a thought agency. Oh gosh. They're busy. You understand? Reporting tremors that are happening within the Caribbean. You understand? I don't know why, but it's happening. They say usually when you see all this little thing and them, you have to watch out for something bigger coming in. You understand? But anyway, God is still a Grenadian. Right. Let's talk about the Imani now. There's been always a lot of talk about Imani. So, I don't know why me watch. That thing don't freak me now. The Ministry of Youth and Sports say that they have successfully concluded the transition process for the first phase of the new Imani program. This marks a significant milestone, they say, in the government's ongoing efforts to support youth development and promote pathways to meaningful employment. The new Imani program is a flagship initiative designed to empower young Grenadians aged 18 to 35 by providing essential training, work experience, and personal development opportunities over a 2-year engagement period. As part of the government's initiative to transition trainees into sustainable employment, the ministry engaged private sector stakeholders in a series of consultations in 2024. These stakeholders were invited to retain trainees as full-time employees within their establishment and to compensate them at least with the national minimum wage. Employers were also asked to confirm their commitment to this arrangement by March 31st, 2025. Additionally, the ministry engaged Imani trainees in consultative dialogues, they say, as part of this process. Now, the transition resulted in 42 of the 79 trainees being retained across 30 private sector placement sites. Training will continue for the 37 trainees who were not retained. Importantly, all affected trainees will continue to receive their program stipends uninterrupted during the transition process. Now, the ministry extends its sincere gratitude to all private sector stakeholders who have partnered with the program and contributed meaningfully to the development of the nation's young people. Their support has been critical in ensuring the continued success, they say, of this National Youth Development Initiative. All right, cool. Right. We are moving on. So today I see people talking about some incident that happened with cement or some kind of something falling on a bale of cement or something like so, falling on a gravel and concrete worker. And then before that sentence finished, I received a message relating to this. All right, and it was a disclaimer from the gravel and concrete themselves. All right, if I may just pull that up on your screen, you should be able to see that disclaimer now. I'm sure that some of you might have already seen that. It says that it has come to our attention that information is being circulated regarding an alleged incident involving a worker at the gravel and concrete being injured by a large bale of cement. We wish to clarify that this information is false and no such incident has occurred. We urge the public to refrain from spreading unverified claims as they may cause unnecessary concern and harm to individuals and businesses. For accurate updates or official statements, please refer to our authorized communication channels. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation, Gravel and Concrete Management. All right, so they were just seeking to put this out there that if you've heard or read elsewhere or so of a particular incident of a bale of cement falling, that they're saying that information is untrue. How we looking? All right. Now, the next thing that we have to tell all you boy is that the Barbados-based Caribbean Examination Council, that CXC, says it is repositioning itself to become more responsive to the needs of the region as thousands of students on Tuesday began writing examinations. Ladies and gentlemen, much is expected of CXC, and we will not shrink back into what we have to do, but instead we will move courageously and boldly in shaping and transforming education within the region. That's according to the Registrar, CXC Registrar and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Wayne Wesley. You understand? And that's good. You know, it was just yesterday we were having a conversation, me and our old schoolmate from college, as to whether or not the education system is really serving our people. Is it doing justice? You teaching my child to go and work for people by you teaching my child to follow patterns and those kind of things like that. You know, we are just teaching our children to be followers and not leaders, not necessarily leaders. We just are not putting our children in a position to make it easily, or to just make it, well, nobody wants it easy, but just, you know, to be successful. Let's say that, successful. The system doesn't allow that. You understand? No, it doesn't. It doesn't, really, it doesn't. And so when they're talking about repositioning, I do hope that all of this is taken into consideration. The syllabus for every subject area is looked at. I don't know who's responsible for that. Well, probably CXC on a higher level, because we have to set the syllabus to satisfy, you know, but I just feel like it is time, like the time has come to reshape the whole thing. Stop teaching my children about Christopher Columbus. It is irrelevant. Okay? Yeah, and stop teaching my children about Pythagoras' theorem or whatever they just call it. We've got calculators on Google. Ha! That's a waste of time. You understand? When they get to the engineering stage, and that's a requirement, they'll do that then. Now they'll understand more why they need to do it and have more interest and a better appreciation for it. But stop scarring the children at a very tender age. You understand? Anywho, let me leave them people think alone because I don't want them to say ting. No, but on a serious note, we need to work on that. Exporters at China's largest trade fair spoke on Wednesday of stalled shipments and lower sale forecasts due to the ongoing trade war with the United States. Understand? No. China is promising. They say they are not about war. They don't like wars, but they are also not afraid of it. You understand? When we say war, it's trade. They say that currently there are no freight companies willing to take orders because no one knows what will happen to the tariffs when the goods arrive. You understand? And that is causing a problem. Trump's so-called reciprocal tariffs on China and essentially all other U.S. trading partners loomed heavily at the biannual fair, which has been held since 1985. You understand? It like took over the whole conversation. What's going to happen? China backing down and Trump and them going hard too. Shein needs no introduction. Sent out a correspondence to his customers saying, hey, listen, for now, prices wouldn't change, but I think it's from the 25th, if I'm not, is it from the 25th they said? Of April, prices will go up if the situation isn't resolved. You understand? Boy. Oh boy. I don't know, no boy. This whole thing is just crazy. Oh yes, I see they had the Shein thing there. I didn't even know. Sorry. Producer, you work with me, man. Shein says, thank you for your continued support. Since we began serving US shoppers, our goal has been simple: to offer great fashion at affordable prices while creating a positive impact in the communities that we serve. And so they are saying that due to the recent changes in global trade rules and tariffs, our operating expenses have gone up. To keep offering the products you love without compromising on quality, we will be making price adjustments as of April 25th. You understand? Listen. I don't know, people scorn, and all the different too, people scorn Shein. If you see how people are scorn Shein, nobody wants people to know that they're wearing Shein. But let me tell you something. When you go in America, people wear Shein with pride. People wear Shein with dignity. But here, sad case. When I went to China, I found that the fashion in China, in my opinion, was on par with the American fashion. Right? This is not an exaggeration. In some cases, I even find they had a little edge on them. You understand? But we here, we scorning them people thing. When you go to America, you when you go to other parts of the world, and people wear anything like normal. All the Shein decent. You understand? The only reason why I don't wear Shein it's because I don't have access to it. Maybe I don't shop online for clothes like that. But if I did, I would not have mind. You understand? No, why not? Who cares? Who cares? Nobody. Well, only we cares what somebody else looks like. Y'all. Listen, I hear somebody say the other day, every person deserves to travel. You see, how everybody has a passport and an ID and a thing, and you have to get immunized before you go to school. And then every person must get a trip outside of their own country. Every single person. That helps with patriotism. It helps with understanding who you are as a people. What you have as a... Listen, I am hoping that Grenada and Guyana will create a tighter bond. Or with some developing state, create a tighter bond to make travel very inexpensive, like cheap. To make it possible for more people to travel out of their own country. And then all go tell me better. Go somewhere. Go somewhere. Alright? And then I'll go tell me better. Nobody cares about what you wear, how you look. You walk out street with a pajama, who cares? You understand? You sit on the side of the road where you're getting some internet Wi-Fi, nobody cares. Nobody. But hey, oh Lord, the thing killing you. You're uncomfortable, you feel like you're losing breath, the dress so tight. But where you go, wait, because it is going to be easy on the eye of those who see you. The shoe breaking your foot, hurting your toe. You can barely walk in it, but you're doing it anyway. Because it is what people do. Forget about you and study about others. All a good day with that. Not from me. Hey, ha! I like to dress comfortably. I don't care. Like seriously, I don't care. I don't care to make you feel better about me. While in the process, I am uncomfortable. I'm sorry, I is not doing it. I is not doing it. Okay? That easy to do. If you need a little coaching on that, you might need a little coaching on that. But that easy to do. Listen, I do that like this. I don't care. To make you feel better about me. While I am uncomfortable in the process. That's what I'm saying. And that's the attitude you get from people in the bigger world. All right. Grenada's Minister for Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development, Honorable Joseph Andal, leads a powerful delegation to Expo 2025. All right, that's happening in Japan. Now, the forward-thinking presentation, themed Health and Prosperity in Harmony, aims to demonstrate how the integration of health, wellness, and economic growth can create a sustainable, inclusive model for national development. It will focus on wellness as a lifestyle, a state-of-the-art health infrastructure, agriculture and health integration, wellness, tourism, and economic growth, as well as economic impact and sustainability. At the heart of Grenada's participation is Vision 75, where people thrive physically, mentally, and economically, supported by a balanced ecosystem of health services, wellness initiatives, and agricultural innovation, all driven by increased investment opportunities. Now, the 184-day... How much? wait. The 184-day Expo, which officially opened in Japan on Sunday, April 13, under the theme Designing Future Society for Our Lives, offers the perfect global stage for Grenada to invite new partnerships, inspire collaboration, and solidify its role in shaping a healthier, more prosperous future. I don't think they're going to be there for a whole time, so they'll be there for a period. You understand? Yeah, they're going to be there for like a period, so don't panic. You're safe. Alright, you see? Yeah, so it's not, you know, usually, you go for like a period, ding, and then you come back and see, right? What else we have to tell you? I think that's basically it for now. Yeah. Alright, so that's it for now. And so we'll take a little break and come back. And when we come back, what we'll have is the national report. We'll have a little weather now. We're not waiting for later for the weather again. You the weather now. So let me see if they send it. Yeah, man, they send that to them. People doesn't stick. They doesn't stick. Alright, so here we are, generally fair, with few brief isolated showers. Now, winds, well, tonight's temperature is expected to be about 25 degrees Celsius. That's a low, a little warmer than last night. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate with waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. Thursday's weather is expected to be fair at first, becoming partly cloudy during the afternoon with few brief isolated showers. Max temperature 30 degrees Celsius, minimum 25.5. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate with waves 5 to 7 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells, and a small craft advisory is in effect. Again, please be guided accordingly. I tell you all, yeah. So big up to Hazelden, and all the other people on the business. Liz, Kieran, Sharon, Jacinta, Valerie, Marcus, Eunice, Joseph, Julian, Alicia, everybody. I see Java, you walk real hard, ain't you there? So blessings to you, right? So thanks again. And of course, those of you who are currently on YouTube, oi, y'all talking up a storm in there. What's going on? Suzanne, Celine, Jennifer, Cher, Tonya, Richie, Celine again, and everybody else on YouTube. We also say hello to you, and may God bless you. Take care of yourselves. We're taking a quick break and come back. All right, and so when we come back, we have for you the what? The national reports. They're right there.
Are you a progressive young leader, a proactive emerging executive, a rising professional? Then you need appropriate cover for your vehicle. Introducing the Pro Motor Plan from Beacon. Car insurance that includes free loss of use, windscreen cover up to $3,500, free special perils, free accident forgiveness. Get Beacon's Pro Motor Plan today. Don't procrastinate. Call Beacon today at 440-4447 or visit beacongrenada.com.
How am I supposed to finish cooking like this?
I wonder if climate change is behind all these water shortages. Time to think about the future.
It's really time to invest in a proper water storage tank, you know.
What water tanks you guys have available?
We have 450 gallons for a family of 3, 800 gallons for a family of 5, and 1,000 gallons for a family of 7. Purchasing any of these tanks will ensure that you have enough water stored.
Don't be like me and wait until you're out of water. Be smart. Be prepared. Invest in a proper water storage tank today.
Anywhere at any time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess and Klein and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
This is the GIS News for Wednesday, April 16th, 2025. I am Chrisanne Mitchell. In the headlines, the Vision of Youth launches Elevate Her program, and Grenada presents the 2025 Carve Team. We'll have the details of these stories and more, plus a look at the weather when we return.
Citizens of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, as we continue advancing Grenada's digital transformation program, the government remains deeply committed to delivering modern, efficient, and citizen-centric services. Central to achieving this vision is understanding the needs, experiences, and expectations of all Grenadians. In alignment with this commitment, the government has launched a comprehensive citizen survey designed to capture firsthand insights about how our citizens currently engage with government services and what they expect from our ongoing digital transformation efforts. The data collected through this survey is critical. It will directly inform the design, delivery, and continuous improvement of digital services. We are seeking genuine, honest, and thoughtful feedback from all segments of society to ensure these changes positively impact everyone. Your help will shape a digital public service that truly meets the needs of our citizens. Please scan the QR code displayed on your screen and answer the questions. Thank you for your ongoing support and commitment to advancing Grenada's digital future. The survey runs until April 17, 2025, and is an initiative of the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology.
Grenada, get ready for a fantastic opportunity as the Grenada Cultural Foundation presents a logo design competition. So we're asking the general public to submit a creative and impactful logo to identify with the foundation's new brand, using its vision and mission as a guide to become Grenada's premier institute for researching, documenting, and promoting Grenada's culture. Mission to be the gateway to cultural empowerment to Grenada's cultural practitioners. The winning logo will be announced on Wednesday, April 30th, 2025, and the winner will be awarded $1,500. All entries should be forwarded via the following email address: gcfgrenada@gmail.com, and should be received no later than 12 midnight on Tuesday, April 15th.
Welcome back. The Division of Youth within the Ministry of Youth and Sports on Tuesday held the official launch of its new flagship program, Elevate Her, a transformative initiative aimed at empowering women and girls through mentorship, skill development, and leadership training. The launch event was held at the Deluxe Cinema in St. Andrew. More details from Kareem Morin Alexander.
Fostering personal and professional growth among young women across the Tri-Island State is the aim of the new flagship initiative under the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Elevator, which was launched on Tuesday, 15th April 2025. The official launch at the Deluxe Cinema in Grenville was charged with giving participants the tools, confidence, and support needed to thrive in various spheres of society, a journey to sustainable personal and economic growth and independence. Keynote speaker Anne-Marie Montrose inspired the over 200 selected participants and those in attendance with a powerful message on resilience, self-worth, and the value of community support in shaping strong female leaders.
Ladies, elevate her participants. If you do not remember anything I say to you today, I want you to take away this one thing. Where you start does never define where you finish, but finishing depends on you. I always refer to life as a game of cards. Many of you who play cards, you don't always get a winning hand. Sometimes you get the cards and you look at it and you say, I can't win with this. Do you give back the cards? Do you throw in the towel? No. You play those cards that were given to you to their full potential with the intention to win.
Minister for Youth Honorable Delma Thomas emphasized the importance of creating spaces where young women can be nurtured, empowered, and celebrated.
For too long, the brilliant strength and potential of our women have been underestimated, overlooked, and underinvested in. But we are here to change that, boldly, unapologetically, and permanently. Elevator is not about giving a hand out. It's about unlocking the power that already exists within our women. It's about ensuring that our girls grow up in a world where leadership, innovation, and education and dignity are not dreams, they are expectations. We are creating safe spaces, building leadership pipelines, and opening doors that cannot be closed. We are saying in every girl in our communities, you belong to a table. And if there isn't a seat for you, we'll build a new table.
Also in attendance was Honorable Andy Williams, who is currently the acting Prime Minister. The acting Prime Minister said he is often inspired by the strength and determination of women, even through difficulties. He pledged government support to stand with them in this life-changing journey.
When we equip our young women with the tools to strive, we are not only lifting individuals, but we are transforming families, strengthening communities, and building a nation that refuses to leave anyone behind. So let me be clear. This government believes in you. We believe in your strength. We believe in your brilliance. And we believe in your ability to shape the future. And we are committed to standing with you every step of the way.
Also in attendance at the official launch of Elevate Her were Attorney General Honorable Claudette Joseph, Minister for Economic Development Honorable Lennox Andrew, Senator Sybil Francis, Senator Quince Britton, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Ms. Kim Frederick, and service providers. I am Karine Maureen Alexander reporting.
Thank you, Karine. As Grenada braces for the 2025 hurricane season, road construction efforts in Tempe area of St. George Northeast are being accelerated to reduce the risk of flooding in vulnerable communities. In a recent update, Member of Parliament for St. George Northeast, Honorable Ron Redhead, highlighted ongoing and upcoming infrastructure projects designed to enhance the community's resilience against natural disasters, particularly flooding.
This morning in particular, we were at Lamode and Tempe completing new scopes to be able to prepare for the commencement of some very important work. The key thing is that we need to ensure that in the upcoming hurricane season that we continue to mitigate against the communities that are hardest hit with flooding, and that we continue to strengthen the capacity of the communities to be able to withstand flooding in particular.
Currently, work is being carried out to pave roads and complete the widening of roads.
In Tempe, currently, we are paving the road to continue the completion of the widening of LA Law, and we are also doing the pavement by Choice Bakery as the projects wind down. The other thing is that we are preparing scopes higher up by the pasture and by St. Mary's School entrance to be able to ensure that we alleviate, and also up by Queen Elizabeth and the other homes, to be able to eliminate some of the flooding that is taking place there. So the key for us in St. George Northeast is to ensure that we stick to projects that are meaningful to communities, that will continue to enhance our capacity to be able to mitigate against severe flooding and treat with the general disasters that occur whenever the rain season or hurricane season is upon us.
Continuing the news, in recent times, the prevalence of the cold, influenza, bronchitis, and pneumonia, as well as gastroenteritis, has challenged our local healthcare. For this, healthcare practitioners have paid close attention to pneumonia and rotavirus, particularly the first of the two, in light of the introduction of the PCV and RSV vaccines. These vaccines are specifically designed for the prevention of pneumonia, which can significantly impact the health of our communities. It is important to recognize the burden of illness caused by these conditions, especially among vulnerable populations such as children, the elderly, and those with chronic conditions like sickle cell anemia. While these vaccines have been administered for years in various health settings, Grenada is now integrating them into its vaccination schedule to further enhance public health. Dr. Darlene Noel, internal medicine consultant and professor at the St. George's University, highlighted the importance of citizens being proactive in their health and the approach of the Ministry of Health in the presence of these respiratory illnesses and gastroenteritis.
Some of the ailments I think we have to focus on, especially during the months of October to April, is the seasonal flu and respiratory ailments. Quite often people come down with viruses from influenza, respiratory syncytial virus, RSV, and all of these common ailments. And those are not simple illnesses. They can lead to complications like pneumonias, resulting in hospitalization and in some cases even death. We also see an increase in diarrheal illnesses too, what we call the so-called gastroenteritis, for example. Some of those can be viral, like rotavirus, norovirus, and some can be bacterial as well. People get through contaminated food and poor hand hygiene. Typically during the year, especially when we have things like carnival and big events, there is always an outbreak of the flu after that. But not all of it is the flu. Some of it sometimes is RSV infections, and that can lead to serious health implications in our population because it can spread. And many people can come down with the illnesses, many days lost from work, morbidity, mortality, but we have to be concerned about our elderly population. our over 65 population, they are more vulnerable. And they can get serious respiratory illnesses like pneumonia as a result of those viral infections, the viral outbreaks. The good thing is that there are interventions, public health measures that can help. So the elderly are very vulnerable, and the children are very vulnerable as well. During the dry season in particular, where you have all this outbreak of gastroenteritis, increase vigilance to handle that, tackle that, and educate people on proper hygienic practices, and so to curb the spread of those.
Dr. Noel referred to the prevalence of RSV as a respiratory ailment.
RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, have been around for quite a while, you know. We didn't see much of it during the period of COVID because at that time people were isolated, they were using masks, they were practicing proper hand hygiene, and there wasn't much of the virus at that time. But after the COVID period, we see explosions in cases of RSV. And RSV can give you a mild illness similar to the cold. It's a different virus, but it's similar to the cold. You get a cough, you get rhinorrhea, which is a runny nose, you get a fever. But in our vulnerable population, they may experience more severe illnesses. So for example, in our elderly population, people in nursing homes, people who have chronic disease, or diabetics, or hypertensive, patients with chronic kidney disease, patients with lung disease like asthma, chronic obstructive lung disease, or cancer patients, or immunocompromised patients. And immunocompromised is not only patients with HIV or HCLV1 or hepatitis or so. It is also our patients who are receiving steroids for the connective tissue or autoimmune disorder. Many cases people are on steroids for rheumatoid arthritis, they're on steroids for lupus, they're on steroids for multiple sclerosis, they're on steroids for the COPD. All of that weaken the immune system. So, whereas RSV, or respiratory syncytial virus, in a very strong immunocompetent person, can give them just a mild cold with the fever, the sore throat. Sore throat is very prominent in RSV, the cough and the runny nose. In our vulnerable population that I've mentioned, it can lead to serious illnesses like pneumonia, hospitalization, sometimes even ICU care, and in some cases there is a mortality.
In spite of these respiratory experiences, the ministry has stepped up their public health approach in the introduction of 2 vaccines into the national immunization schedule.
Getting pneumococcal vaccine and flu vaccine, and now we have RSV vaccine. PCV vaccine is what we call a pneumococcal vaccine, right? Remember I mentioned that Streptococcus pneumonia or pneumococcus is the bacteria that causes #1 cause of pneumonia worldwide, not only in third world countries, worldwide. The #1 cause of meningitis, which is brain infection, worldwide. The #1 cause of pneumonias worldwide. So, pneumococcal vaccine is designed to provide some immunity against infection from strep pneumonia. So if you do come down with that bacteria, at least you have some immunity, you make some antibodies to help protect you, so it reduces the severity of the illness. Our patients with sickle cell, for example, by the time they reach 18, there is an organ in the body called the spleen, yes? Because of repeated crisis, they lose the spleen. And the spleen is there to help protect them against those infections from strep pneumonia or pneumococcus as well. So we have been giving those people the vaccine because they don't have the spleen to help protect them. So we've been giving our sickle cell patients pneumococcal vaccine for decades, and some of our cancer and elderly patients.
Darland spoke of citizens being proactive.
Right, I think you have to be proactive and protect your children. As I mentioned, people have a lot of, there are people in our population with a lot of chronic disease.
Stay with us, the GIS News will return after these messages.
Boy, yo, they got fly with kite now, the wind picking up.
I'm coming. Karim, what you doing?
Fly my kite.
Yeah, but not here. You can't fly kite in power lines, boy.
Why not? The wind good.
because mommy say kite threads conduct electricity.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Vegetation management at Grenlec is one of our key components of our preventative maintenance program. So we do the majority of our tree trimming or vegetation management before the hurricane season. From our experiences with Hurricane Beryl and Hurricane Ivan, the major damage we suffered to our network was a result of trees falling onto our lines and damaging our infrastructure. So it's important to have that adequate clearance from the power lines, so it will increase our reliability in terms of the safety to our customers. That's very important. We don't want the public getting too close to our power lines. Additionally, to prevent wildfires, we do our patrol and inspections of our lines where we identify trees that are too close to the lines in terms of height or width. We need at least a 10-foot clearance, and we identify trees that are too tall, and if they fall to the lines can cause outages and fires. We use external contractors for the majority of the tree trimming. We also use our in-house linemen if the lines are too close to the power lines, and we need the use of the bucket truck. Sometimes, based on the closeness, we have to take outages. So as the public, we need your help in giving permission to cut the trees on your property. And if you notice any trees that are too close to the power lines, you can always call us at Grenlec to come in and safely remove them.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Welcome back. The phrase all hands on deck is often used to represent unity and collective effort, and that spirit was clearly on display on Tuesday with the donation of medical supplies facilitated by the Office of His Majesty's Opposition to the Ministry of Health and several local non-governmental organizations. The symbolic handover took place during a brief ceremony at the Parliament building in St. George's. Over US $45,000 worth of equipment arrived on the island via a 40-foot container. This substantial donation is the result of the initiative of the Leader of His Majesty's Opposition, Honorable Emlyn Pear, who reached out to several organizations overseas for support. One such call was answered by the pastor and members of the Perfecting Faith Church in New York, USA, led by renowned gospel artist Donnie McClurkin. Mrs. Pear expressed her appreciation for the generous contribution, noting that it demonstrates the strong bonds of love and support that exist within the Grenadian diaspora. She highlighted that medical syringes made up the majority of the items received, filling a significant gap in the healthcare sector.
And in this particular case, when the donation was, the specifics of the donation was mentioned, I thought here is an excellent opportunity that the Ministry of Health can be involved, because of course our hospitals, our health clinics, everybody, every organization, every division within the Ministry of Health would want to access those. And I consulted with some doctors as well who said that the frequency, as Michelle would have explained, it's something that you always need to have supplies. But I also felt that there are organizations on island who would have to have those supplies, and I'm sure it costs quite a lot to source them and to have them in adequate supply. And so I felt that this organization would do an excellent job in ensuring across the board, both government benefit as much as the government Ministry of Health would need to benefit, and as well as other organizations, inclusive of some of our doctors who provide community services. So there are quite a number of local doctors who provide free services at the community level, and I felt that this is another way that we can support, because we understand, as I said, the situation as it relates to healthcare. And I think everything that every person can do to support and to help will go a very long way. Many individuals, so for example, Michelle mentioned her sister as a perfect example, who have to access syringes, needles on a daily basis. Their survival literally depends on things that probably for many of us we don't have an appreciation for. And here is an opportunity through your organizations that individuals like those could actually benefit directly.
Some of the beneficiary organizations that collected supplies to support their members shared their gratitude during the handover ceremony.
We know that syringes are a part of a large healthcare system. Why syringes? It plays a critical role in immunization. It plays a critical role in emergency care. It plays a critical role in chronic disease management, and much more. I think even now, as I speak, I had the passing of my sister. She was buried just last week. Being diabetic from the age of 13, juvenile diabetes. She was insulin dependent, which means every day she would have to use syringes twice per day. I saw the hospital during all of her illness, the need there for syringes, even to feed patients when they no more could have fed themselves. So it may look as, syringes, what for? But very critical in this, our health care in Grenada.
Strips and all the different things. It's a means of, it's costly for persons who have to use the check on a daily basis. Some persons have to check twice per day, 3 times, after every meal and before and after. So we would be extremely grateful for the contribution of the syringes and able to supply persons who really need it.
We're here to advocate. We're here to help. Our mission is to make sure our seniors are being looked after. We distribute Pampers. We distributed and we're begging for some more Pampers now because it's in dire need. It's so surprising to be in certain organizations to hear the needs that is in Grenada. It is really, really sad. And when you can't help, it hurts. So we're happy that we're part of this handovers with the syringes and the needles, and I'm sure we're going to get a lot of Pampers and other things.
And we are very grateful, extremely grateful to this organization for the advocacy for this contributions, the donations of syringes, and we trust that it will go a long way in helping with the work of the Grenada Planned Parenthood Association. So once again, thank you.
The donation is expected to make a meaningful impact across a range of health-focused initiatives and underscores the value of partnerships between Grenada and its global supporters. Continuing the news, in celebration of Grenada's Learn to Swim Week, local swim coach Valerie Andrew has taken her passion from the seas to the pages, releasing her first book titled Winnie and the Waves, the Grenada Learn to Swim Week Adventure. Andrew, who grew up swimming, credits her growth and discipline to the sport. Over the years, she has also volunteered as a coach and swim instructor during Learn to Swim Week, which annually brings together hundreds of children, instructors, and parents. Speaking to our news team, Andrew shared the inspiration behind her debut publication.
I decided to create a book about the Get Grenada Swimming Initiative. I've been with Ms. Deb for about 4 or 5 years doing either coaching or running a site at the Grenada Swimming Week. And I just felt like it was a great initiative to teach persons to swim for free. And I thought this would be a great way to get persons to understand what happens at the week. About 2 years ago, somebody asked me something about the Learn to Swim Week, and I felt like there was a need for persons to understand more about the swim week and about swimming in general. I think swimming is an overlooked sport. And so I felt like writing a children's book was the best approach to doing that because there's images, it's interactive, it's fun. And we say children's book, but it's really for adults as well. It's a full storyline, in the book. And I named her Winnie just because I felt like she was conquering her fears, so she's winning. And in my dedication, I actually speak briefly about my late niece. So the image of Winnie kind of represents her, and she was fearless in the water. So it has a lot of sentimental meaning to me. And within the book, there are 5 coaches, including Miss Deb, who have helped to shape me along my coaching journey. And so I felt like this was my tribute to them.
Valerie's hope is that people will see the importance of swimming and see it as a necessary life skill.
I hope that they feel excited. The book, it does rhyme. It has exciting literature, the way that it's being read. I hope that they enjoy it. I hope that they understand how swimming works because we go through the different skills for each day. I specifically did it like that so they could see the process. And I hope that they see that the Learn to Swim Week has persons who are qualified who can help you overcome your fears, help you in the water. And I hope that, more persons can come out and learn this life-saving skill and hopefully reduce, the amount of drowning incidents we may have here as well.
The publication has already gained praise from members of the swimming community, including Director of Get Grenada Swimming, Deb Eastwood.
I'm very excited about what Val has done. One of the things that she maybe briefly mentioned, but that I think is huge, is this book talks about people's fears. And I'm glad she said it was for all ages because it isn't just children that are afraid, adults are afraid, and we love having the adults come out. And so she does. Winnie is afraid and a little bit fearsome or fearful, and the book shows the instructor just taking, explaining the steps and what we'll do. And I just think that she's done an amazing job, and we are so grateful for this book that's coming out. We're hoping to have some by Saturday here and maybe have them available, maybe even at the swim sites. We're not sure that we'll have enough, but we would love to get it out and going.
Currently, the book is available for purchase on Amazon. Physical copies will be made available soon. The highly anticipated Easter Swim Week is officially set to return from April 22nd to 26, 2025, bringing free swimming lessons for children and adults across the island. On a yearly basis, approximately 2,000 people engage in swimming lessons offered during the Easter break and July holiday. Organized annually as part of the National Learn to Swim program, the event is designed to teach essential skills to individuals of all ages to learn to swim. This year's sponsor is Silver Sands Grenada. Deb Eastwood, director of Get Grenada Swimming, spoke to our news team about Learn to Swim Week. This April, there will be lessons across 16 locations throughout the island.
We start on Tuesday and we go for 5 days. And this time it's in the afternoon. I know some people wanted mornings, but this is how we do it. We do the April one is in the afternoons because we want to be able to reach people that work. So the lessons are 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. And that's because people that can come at 4 and 5 will get a lesson. We have 2 main goals: to teach 2,000 a year, 2,000 people a year, and to train 100 swim instructors by 2027.
Eastwood announced a new location for this year's Swim Week.
So this one's in the afternoon. We have 16 locations. Most of them are the normal locations. We do have a special new one that I'm pretty excited about. It's in Paraclete, which is near Grenville, and it's in a swimming pool. So we have only a few swimming pools available to us when we do this. One is Good Hope, and we appreciate the Grenada Amateur Swimming Association for always letting us rent the pool. And True Blue donates their pool. And so now we have one in Paraclete. So that's that's a new location.
Interested persons are asked to register and choose the location of their choice.
If all goes well, we should be teaching 600 to 800 children and adults over Easter week. You could come every day, pick an hour, go to the website, getgrenadaswimming.com. So I'll say it again, getgrenadaswimming.com, and just scroll down on that front page. If you want to see anything about our history, we have a great video on the homepage about our last 10 years. Anyway, you can register. You'll pick 1 hour at one beach that you would go to every day. So let's say you wanted to go in front of the Catholic Church and you picked 2 o'clock. You would go every day at 2 o'clock for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And if you have to miss a day or two, that's okay. Just come the days that you can. If you can only come one day, if you can only come on Saturday, that's okay. Come out and take some swimming lessons, learn to swim. It's Saturdays, we have free lessons at 10 sites all throughout Grenada. You can come every Saturday. Most sites go 9 to 11, but if you go to the website, you'll find out when they are. We let the community set whatever's the timing for them.
Safety is highly regarded at each location, says Eastwood.
People ask me about safety at the sites, and so we have these site supervisors. Many of them are lifeguards. Val didn't mention, but she used to be a lifeguard also for me. And so it's very safe when you come to these locations. There is a mature site supervisor there who understands safety, and many times there's a lifeguard right there at the site in addition to the site supervisor, who also might be a lifeguard.
Persons who are interested in learning to swim can contact Deb Eastwood, coordinator, on 404-5237. Stay with us. We'll have more news after the break.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with but a step. So the journey of a year begins with but a sec. 1 second is the difference between old and new. The difference between what you have done and what you have to do. 1 second is the difference between who you were and who you are going to be. The difference between a year of expectations and a year of memories. Awaiting you is a year of opportunities and new moves. Just one final second to reflect. And then we must embrace indeed. I reckon 1 second is all we need.
Grenada, get ready for a fantastic opportunity as the Grenada Cultural Foundation presents a logo design competition. So we're asking the general public to submit a creative and impactful logo to identify with the foundation's new brand, using its vision and mission as a guide to become Grenada's premier institute for researching, documenting, and promoting Grenada's culture. Mission to be the gateway to cultural empowerment to Grenada's cultural practitioners. The winning logo will be announced on Wednesday, April 30th, 2025, and the winner will be awarded $1,500. All entries should be forwarded via the following email address: gcfgrenada@gmail.com, and should be received no later than 12 midnight on Tuesday, April 15th.
Welcome back. 40 athletes are slated to represent Grenada during Carifta, the largest junior games stage in the region, over the Easter weekend at the Hasely Crawford Stadium in Trinidad and Tobago. We get the details in this report from Karine Maureen Alexander.
The presentation of the team was done in the presence of Minister for Youth and Sports, Honorable Delma Thomas, Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Senator Civil Francis, President of the Grenada Athletic Association, Conrad Francis, President of the Grenada Olympic Committee, Bernard Wilson, Permanent Secretaries, Colin McQuilkin and Kim Frederick, sponsor representatives, parents, and other specially invited guests. President of the GAA, Conrad Francis, says the ceremony is an important one as it allows Grenadians at home and in the diaspora to have an appreciation of who our junior athletes are in representing Grenada at the Games.
And happy am I to say today that we have been able to finance this team through the efforts, again, of the Olympic Committee, as you know, and I wanted to give the Olympic Committee a round of applause. You know, participating in a games involves a couple of things, right? You have the travel fees, airfares to pay, and there's something called levy fee. right, which is $250 per athlete. So you do the maths. We are traveling with 40 persons, right? This is the largest team that Grenada will be going to the Caribbean Games with. So give the Athletic Association a round of applause for that.
Francis went on to explain that the journey to Carifta is a costly one, hence the importance of having the support from the government, the Grenada Olympic Committee, and Corporate Grenada.
Things have changed a lot. Things have changed, and the Games has developed into one of the world's best junior games. Therefore, it is very, very hard to get a medal. Very difficult. So, in our last games, we got 13.
The Games, he says, has grown over the years, and so too the number of athletes that Grenada will be showcasing in 2025. Francis says 1972 Grenada fielded a team of 10 athletes and came home with 6 medals. However, 2025 will see the largest contingent to date, 40 athletes.
We hope that the athletes will perform very well, and their best will be good enough for us, their best. Although each one of them will be aspiring to win a medal. But if they don't, we want to know that they have performed the best and they have achieved their best performances for the year.
Honorable Delma Thomas, Minister for Youth and Sports, in delivering brief remarks at the presentation ceremony, reminded the athletes that they are a remarkable group of talented young men and women in which the government of Grenada is extremely proud. Minister Thomas also urged the athletes to give their best effort while participating in the track and field events, always remembering that the entire country will be rooting for them.
You have trained early in the mornings, pushed through pain and fatigue, and made countless sacrifices to earn the right to wear our national colors on the regional stage. Carifta is a symbol of Caribbean unity, of youth excellence, and of the limitless potential that lies within our region. And you, Team Grenada, are going there not just to compete, but to represent the spirit, pride, and resilience of our beautiful tri-island state. To the coaches and support staff, thank you for your tireless efforts and mentorship. You are shaping not just athletes, you are shaping leaders. To the parents and guardians, your unwavering support has made the journey possible. Your sacrifice will not go unnoticed. As the minister with responsibility for sports, I want to reaffirm our government's commitment to youth and sports development. We see your potential, we hear your call, and we are committed to building a sporting ecosystem that allows talent to thrive at home and on the international stage.
I am Karen Marin Alexander reporting.
Thank you, Karine. President of the Grenada Olympic Committee, Bernard Wilson, presented a check of 50,000 EC dollars to the president of the Grenada Athletic Association on Tuesday during the GAA official presentation of the 2025 Carifta team. The funds are to be used to help offset costs associated with teams' participation at the 52nd Carifta Games, scheduled for April 19th to 21st in Trinidad and Tobago.
We also have a nice check here for $50,000, which is 75% of the 25,000 US dollars that we're contributing out of our youth development program to go to Trinidad. We also have some athletes going off to Pan Am development program in Paraguay. So we are with you. And we are proud of the progress you're making.
The Olympic Committee, Wilson says, is in full support of the athletes as he has been following their performances during the mini meets of the GAA, the IMA Relay Meet, the Ariza National Champs, and the Intercall Games.
I have seen the progress you have made over the period that I have been involved, and I'm impressed. And I'd like to congratulate the coaches for the hard work that they have been doing with the athletes. You know, in sport, a lot of the times, when the athlete does well, he gets praised. When he does badly, the coach gets cursed. So you fire the coach when the athlete does badly. And when he does well, you praise the athlete. You've worked hard. And you deserve the reward. But the reward will not come and meet you because you've worked hard or work is not finished. So we expect you to go down to Trinidad and show off all your wares. Show the reason why you've been working so hard. I also looked at your deportment during these games, and I think you can teach the spectators a very significant lesson by your deportment. In the intercall games, while the spectators were misbehaving, you all, as athletes, congratulated each other.
General Secretary of the Grenada Athletic Association, Desiree Stephen, expressed gratitude to Corporate Grenada for the strong support and highlighted the government of Grenada's continued commitment to helping athletes compete on regional and international stages.
I want to say thank you to the government.
The sponsorship support received from Corporate Grenada in 2025 has allowed for a 5-member media team to travel with the team to provide coverage of their participation in the Games. The team, which was active in the media and marketing for the 51st Carifta Games in Grenada, consists of GAA PRO Kwame Hippolyte, Haron Forto, photographer, Sherry Noel, journalist, KZ Thomas, social media, and Anthony Benjamin, IT Tech. The Met Office at the Maurice Bishop International Airport reports that the weather conditions for this afternoon into tonight will be generally fair across Grenada with brief isolated showers. Winds will blow easterly to east-southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Marine conditions are expected to be moderate with waves ranging from 4 to 6 feet in open waters. No warnings are in effect. Tomorrow's sunrise will be at 5:54 a.m. That brings us to the end of the GIS News for Wednesday, April 16th, 2025. On behalf of the entire news and production team at the Government Information Service, I am Chrisanne Mitchell saying thank you for joining us.